Hi, I'm Susan Brewer. I'm here in historic Cottleville at Cottleville Cookies and Cream with a buyer's expert, Lori Pisani from Susan Brewer Service First Real Estate. Lori and I are here really to discuss the services that a buyer should be expecting during the process of searching for a home. There are so many times when buyers strictly believe they're going to do their searches online and they deserve the personal attention that we're willing to give them as agents. First step really comes to when they start working with a home expert like Lori. And Lori, tell us a little bit about that first relationship, that first meeting you have with the clients. What are you hoping to achieve when you're sitting face to face talking to them?
Well, one of the things that we want to determine is location, their price range. Also, what are some of the expectations? Are they looking for a golf course community? Are they looking to live close to a dog park? More of their interests, their family interests, what their needs are. It may not always be the perfect home or the perfect location, but it ends up, they may love something that they never thought they would love. So we just kind of have to, as we go along, we build that relationship, and the more houses that we look at determines more of those specialties.
I heard you say something about, do they want to be near a dog park? So I guess in that initial conversation, you're listening to the details of the things that people are interested in. And maybe that has to do with hobbies or things like that. And, you know, in today's buyer searches, there are so many quaint places or large subdivisions that have certain things that might be of interest to them. I guess when you talked about a golf course community, we're seeing subdivisions build golf cart trails, lots of them putting parks in. So I'm assuming sometimes the buyers say, I want to be able to walk to my favorite restaurant or to an ice cream store or to something like that, that really is kind of what I would call the icing on the cake. And when they're buying a home, just that extra little detail, that really the personalized touch. The other thing you talked about was the relationship. So through the contract and then through inspections and then some of the other details, you're there the entire time as their point of contact?
Yes. What I always stress to my clients is I'll be there from the time they start looking at homes all the way through the day of closing. There are a lot of times where you have agents that hand off the buyer to an inspection. I'm at all my inspections. I make sure that I'm there to assist them, and they should be there. And if they can't, due to constraints of work or whatever it may be, they may not be able to be at the inspection, but I always make sure that I am there for them.
Great.
To view and make sure that they're instructed properly.
I remember a real funny conversation I had with a client one time that talked about when they were reading their inspection, the fire safety issue, an open junction box. And it does sound pretty intimidating in writing, but really what that means is I need to screw an outlet plate over the top of an outlet to make sure that everything's good.
Right.
You know, some of the things that we really want to provide to that buyer is that one-on-one. And like you were talking about earlier, they sometimes become friends, sometimes family. Through the process, but really a good, professional, personalized attention to detail is what you're there to provide for them. I looked in our little packet today, so it looks like we're looking for a coloring book to make sure that the kids aren't stressed during the move. We're looking for some of the things, whether it be maps, of course, our paperwork, even that bottle of water on a hot day, or those pack of crackers so you can power through. But those are all details that we want to make sure that that buyer understands they deserve that service when they're making one of their biggest purchases. Lori, thanks for being here today. We appreciate going in a little bit deeper on the buy side of a transaction.
Yep.
I'd like to share a very unique property with you. It's on 7.75 acres in a luxury executive home community. This house actually boasts its own subdivision where 2 or 3 home sites could be built on the 7.75 acres. Currently, there's a barn, the homestead home of the person who owned the community area surrounding it. This is offered for $839,000 right here in the heart of St. Charles County.